Hello? 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 I think we're good. Ah, hello. Can you hear me half normaled? I mean, it looks like you can. Yeah, there we go. Great, great, cool, cool. All right. Oh gosh. Oh no, I didn't forget it. It's just under here. All right. I think I got almost everything I need for this. This is gonna be a weird one, guys. All right, we are live. Hello. So the stream last night was just great. Night Crew knocked it out of the park. Everybody did so well in the part that I was like in charge of. We also had such a great variety. We had some techno, we had textures, we had like vibes music. I guess when you're done with this or later in the week, go check out the entire stream, of course. But don't skip on the Night Crew. We really did it last night. Just I can't even pick out a single person who did it. Just everybody was on their A game. So just a quick like thank you and congratulations to all those people. Turn down my mic a little bit. This is ASMR for God's sake. All right, there we go. Hello, hello, welcome to the ASMR video. Today we're gonna be today we're going to be putting together a synthesizer. Yeah, and it's all going to be ASMR. It's all going to be like this. Up until I need to deal, you'll notice that this is not a threaded strips kind of system. This is a sliding nuts sort of system. So, this is going to be an ASMR video right up until I lose a nut under a larger module, and then this stream will be completely uncontrolled cussing and screaming, and just so everybody's ready for that. I think we're all going to have a fun time. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. No, I'm not going to do that. I will try to. I will try to conduct myself when it comes to these sliding nuts. Shock value, hello. Yeah, you're part of that. You're part of that crew. What is a Mogi 360? That's a good question. Oh yeah, I should also mention, I have this plan. Does my phone have battery? Yeah, it does. Good. I have this plan all on Modular Grid, so I'm going to be like referring to that. I generally take audience suggestions. Obviously, I'm not going to take suggestions for building a case. Like, oh, put a stages right there. Yeah, I'm not. I don't have one of those. I've already thought this through. This is going to be more of just like a little hangout stream and a little bit of. I've been doing a lot of something called Rack Rescue lately, where I've been walking people through taking their huge monster systems and making it a designed system. But I don't know. I don't add a module to a system without considering how it's going to change the ecosystem or performability of the system. Even the placement of modules, I'm always trying to be like, how is this going to play? How is this going to be an instrument I can play? And that's not the place of every module. I guess I should probably get started here because I have a lot to talk about. I just had a big hobby day yesterday with a bunch of cool stuff to talk about. 3 Moogs. Oh, thank you. Yes, I do have a lot of nice stuff here. So let me go ahead and explain what a Mogi 360 is. I have the entire Moog sound system, which I collected. Oh gosh, like I mean, I can say I collected it over the course of like 4.5 years because I got my Mother 32 back in 20. Well, I want to say 2017, maybe before that. So let's say 4 or 5 years. I've been very slowly collecting all of these. A lot of people see giant system builds and say, "Oh, I could never do that." And really, like I've just been in the scene for a long time. You know, you save up a little bit here and there. You buy something that doesn't work for you, and then you go to sell it, and you find, "Oh, this actually went up in price." Like that sort of thing. Like there's always money in the banana stand, as I heard somebody put it once, and I thought there was a lot of wisdom in that. All right. So the Moog E360, which this is take three at trying to explain what it is. I have the entire Moog sound system, and I wanted to make a case that complements and extends because I've worked with the Moog sound system. These are three of my favorite modules in Modular. I mean, the subharmonicon's okay. Subharmonicon might be more closer to like a top 12 subharmonicon than top 10. But the either way, I like seeing them all together, and I want to make a system that compounds on their strengths and fills in for some of their weaknesses, because none of these are perfect, but all together with a little bit of help, I want to make a system that is the Moog sound system expanded. So I have a whole bunch of stuff over here. You can actually only see some of it. Okay, I'm gonna try to tilt this. Don't disconnect. There's a lot, as you can see. I have the case on screen mostly, so you can see what I'm doing. And so for the third time when I'm asking on stream, where'd I put that thing? Where's the thing? Where it was right here. When I'm asking that, this doesn't turn into like a Dora the Explorer stream. Can you see the attenuverter? Very good. Get started. I did. I just got this. I just got this case. So this case, I guess I'll start talking. This is a Golden Master. I'm putting it at the bottom right because I tend to, being from the Western world and reading English, I tend to think about my cases as moving from top left to the lower right, and I tend to have my outs there. When I and really somebody else who maybe wants to play on my system starts looking at it, they can it makes a natural sense. I feel it. They can read it like a book, and when they're looking at the system, like it kind of makes a natural sense. I feel so when I can. I try to arrange a system logically from the top left to the bottom right. Other things kept in consideration, of course. But the power cables being. There we go. Since I'm working with sliding nuts, I have these toothpicks. I used to use a metal auger for it, and occasionally I'd scratch like a faceplate or the case or the rails, and I didn't like doing that, but toothpicks are precise enough to get the job done to move around these fiddly little bits. And they are soft enough that they don't scrape them. Schmooster, hey! Hello, Schmooster. Shmoo. The man behind EMS, the legend. Hello. Yeah, I just got this case yesterday from a wonderful person to trade and deal with in the scene. By the way, was wonderful meeting this guy, Choco Chow. One of the people in the very small Las Vegas modular scene. And we had a chat about some Just some modular scene stuff and what we're doing, making albums and all that stuff. And what I traded for this case, and the thing is this is a very nice case. My boyfriend's not really... Oh, wow, I might need to get a smaller... I think I might need to get a small... Yeah, because these are tiny bolts. Hold right there. I'm going to look through my toolkit. Oh, just a smaller Phillips. Technical. Got one? Boyfriend to the rescue. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you. Checking chat here while we're figuring out a $50 nut sliding utility tool. That would be great. I imagine the form that would need to take is you'd need something that can like slip under the modules and you can turn on a magnet to move them around. And then something to... That's good. Is this my drink? Oh, cool. I got a drink.
I forgot my...
Fuzzy? I sometimes go by Fuzzy. Not so much anymore. I'm just going with the explanation that I just make techno for fun. If you see something under Fuzzy Beeps, you know it's me. Know that it is it's Mother Dessicant, just, you know, having fun making techno. Sometimes I'm like very artsy and that's my shit, I say. At my profoundly expensive system, making the worst noise you've ever heard. But sometimes I'm like, world, hold on. One day you will have to answer to the children of the sky. Okay. Next on the bottom row, this is going to be fun, I hope, for chat. Watching the system slowly come together from literally nothing. So the first thing we put in here is an endorphin.es Golden Master. I mentioned that I like to work like from here to here. Oh, hold on, dude. Oh, hey, yeah, hold on. Let me do something here so you can see this. You can see this as I see this. Got a mischievous little cat here. Might manage her. She escaped containment. Well, you can grab her, but she's also like hiding under the camera. Look. Right. Little cats, what can you do? We might have a cat try to jump on screen. I hope not. Hopefully she will come within kitty cat moving range before she does that. Let me reorient this for y'all. Okay, she's just sunning by the window right now. That's fine. She wants to look at birds. Add some tension to our stream here that a cat might jump on this at any point. Hey, there we go. Now you can see this more or less as I see this. Oh, one more flip I got to do here. There we go. There to there. Perfect. All right, here's the endorphin.es, the Golden Master. The next thing I'm putting on here is, of all things, you can tell a pedal when you see one. Like, look at this. This is a pedal conversion from Recovery. Gosh, and just today, this actually... And just today, this one actually got a little dusty. It's too bad. That's what I get for leaving some of these things out. So I have like this big paintbrush I use from Home Depot and I never used for paint to dust my modules with. It's really fast and really effective. Just big, long, soft brush, and it doesn't leave scrapes, and it's just like whoop, and there it is. You've dusted, maybe not detail dusted, but you've kept the large amount of dust off of your modules. Highly suggest getting one of them. We're gonna like the amazing utility of these toothpicks is going to become very apparent when we're dealing with the Moogs, because some people are like, oh, sliding nuts aren't that bad. They're not that bad. Try being 7 nuts into one of these bad boys. You're 7 nuts in. And this thing slides just a little bit to the left, like you're trying to move it in there, and it goes like, yoop, disappears. Can't get at it. Don't know what to do. It stinks. Because you need to undo the whole thing and try again. It is nightmarish. So if we were to design a tool for this, I think you would need... Whoop. I think you'd need a little magnetic tip, kind of like do I have that thing over here? I don't. You need a little like angled magnetic tip that goes like a little L that you can like slip under there with a magnet on the end. I don't know if you need to make it telescoping necessarily, but I guess that might be cool. Little telescoping magnet in there maybe, or just like something long enough to move stuff around underneath the panel. I've had a little bit of success with that. You just want to have something on there so it doesn't scrape it. But yeah, a little something magnetic for moving them around, and maybe something that once you have that magnet going on, maybe something to lock it into place so that it's not sliding around. It's like beholden to the magnet. And then you just get it set, move your thing, slide another one over, turn on the magnetism. That's my design idea for a $50 sliding nuts tool. But as we will hopefully see today, toothpicks can be used very creatively to deal with these things, because, I don't know, I see the debate now. I really do. After you get a couple modules that confoundingly just don't line up to a threaded strip, it makes you a believer. Going on in chat here. It would just be a toothpick. $50. This is a $50 burled real imitation wood toothpick. Actually, this is an elemental toothpick. It's just a little better. We ran some tests. No, and I don't mean to mess with elemental. Their stuff is great. Designer audio toothpicks. So Dirty Murals is delay and reverb, and it's very, very, very dirty. It is what it says on the tin. It makes everything sound like it came from a goth record, and I'm okay with that. It has a very lo-fi kind of a lonely sound. This is an ornament in crime. So far, 2 of the modules you're looking at now. So I did some trades recently. I traded away my NerdSeek because I resolved that I have an ES9, and every day I'm finding more stuff I can do with it. Vis-a-vis VCV rack, vis-a-vis VCV. And I was telling myself, do I really need like a sequencer this complicated? Because the way I was using it is I was only using it to do profoundly complicated things that I couldn't accomplish with anything else. Like these grand compositions that were like full covers of video game tracks, and I did like 3 of them because they were so much trouble to make. I feel like a fair criticism of the of that particular module for chip tuners. And so this is probably not even going to apply to most people, but for chip tuners, the thing is like we know how we want to like compose. I guess I used to make a lot of chip tunes. I was on. I don't like nobody who's watching the stream is even going to remember what 7898chan slash Wakachan was, but I was on the mod board there. I learned to chip tune basically from looking at Coda's charts and then talking to Coda. And we even did a couple jams, and Nobuyuki was on there. Like the whole mid 2000s crew, I was kind of in there making chip tunes. And when I got the Nerdseek, I was very excited. And I was dismayed to find out that I couldn't use any of my old mod files, or really any files. There's no kind of file import or conversion that I could find. Either somebody needs to, maybe I'll write that. Maybe somebody needs to write that. And the difference is because there's like voice sharing when it comes to mod files and certain things like FM files. That it just doesn't account for it. And also it has internal sound engines, but I like having those lanes. Those lanes help me compose in a tracker to say like, oh, you have these two squares and you have this one triangle and this one noise channel and whatever the sound chip you're working with has. Those really help me compose, and it just wasn't the tracker experience for me. Maybe I'll get an M8 or a Polyend at some point that has like an internal engine or something, and that'll appeal to me more. But for some reason, trackers and Eurorack just didn't work in my mind. I just used it to make big things happen. Probably be, well, let's see. This is rectified. I don't think the power cable was disconnected from this, and this also, the power cable has been connected, but I'm going to start checking these to make sure red stripe down. And these look like very good filtered bus boards. I'm sure they can probably take a hit if something does go wrong, but we can also kind of check as we go. In fact, why don't we? Oh, right, because this isn't plugged into anything. Okay, well, that's a good reason why. That's fine. I'll turn it on. I'll turn it on when we're all done. Nothing in chat, but we're still live. Okay, so this is an ornament in crime. This is one of my favorite. This again, one of my favorite modules. I now have 3 of them. This is one of the things I got in my trade for that Nerdseek I was talking about. It's a modulator. It's everything. It's difficult to describe what an ornament in crime does, and yet I know basically everything it can do. Ornament in crimes are, I guess think of it as a very, very complex modulator. This one has, so I have for people who do know some details about ornament in crime, they can hold one of several firmwares that do several duties. They're a multi-function, kind of like a Disting, but they have their own little screen. And if you have one of the custom firmwares on there, then this one's a dirty boy as well. If you have one of those custom firmwares on there, the ornament in crime just kind of unlocks. The custom firmwares are bombastic. The original firmware is really good if you want something for chord sequencing. I'm going to say that. There's some modes in there that charitably people don't use much unless they have a chord oscillator. Highly suggested to use it with a chord oscillator though, because if you do have I got a Sage. I have a Sage over there from Instro, which is their it's not going in this rack, but I do have one. And you'll see what I'm doing for, well, obviously I have the subharmonicon for chords on this one. But you'll see what I'm doing for chords on this. And yeah, if you have a Sage or if you have some kind of chord oscillator, definitely pick up an ornament in Crime, just stock firmware, and try out some of those chord modes. It does wild and unexpected things that sound anything from cinematic to enigmatic to techno-like. Uh, it's just great to play with chords without kind of knowing what you're doing, and it does these complicated transformations. I'm sure if you really, really knew what you were doing, you could do like the what's it called? The Mingus. I think it was Mingus. No, the Coltrane changes. That's it. I bet you that thing can do the Coltrane changes. I just never looked it up because it has so many cool ways to transfer between chords. Use Tesseract all the time in VCV and wondered if there was something similar in hardware. It's just a massive bank of modulation. Kinda. Sorta. Massive bank of modulation. A couple things come to mind, I suppose. With self-patching, you can absolutely get that with the Batumi, which is just 4 LFOs that have a couple utilities in them, but you can also change it so that they interact with each other in different ways. Like, in Sequence, you can patch it so they're controlling each other's resets and stuff like that, and each LFO has 3 outputs for a sign, a shape, which is going to be like triangle or saw or something like that. It has an expander you can get, or a square. And you can use the square output on that to do like resets and stuff, and use the rest of them for just a huge amount of modulation. This can only modulate 3 things at once. This is just a VCA. Sorry. It's just a VCA. Next. No. So this is a VCA, but it's an offset VCA called the Hexagram from Void Modular. Obviously 6 parts with a mix out. I use it as a mixer. Probably maybe I shouldn't. I don't know maybe it's bad. I don't know if it's bad to do that, but when you have an offset VCA, it seems natural to be like, okay, I want it at this level and we can have it like move around. It feels like that's the use of an offset VCA, and we're going to have a couple sound sources in here that will sum to mono for later processing. But this is the chief mixer of the rack, so yeah, probably shouldn't glaze over that. Oh, you're good, shock value. You got Benispheres installed. Sorry, I'm reading back through the chat. This has Benispheres installed. Yeah, one of the reasons I'm hoping I can boot this up is so that some people can see the screen on this. Oh, it's so good. Somebody put a very whoever did this build. It looks like a Cal synth. I don't know who did the build, but it's got a very, very crisp screen on it that isn't like my other ornament in Crimes. I'm very impressed by it. It looks like a scientific calculator readout. It's so crisp. It makes me want to replace the screen on my other ornament in Crimes. All right, next up on the utility side. By the way, I'm just gonna say this: we're gonna do the Moog side last. We just are. We're gonna do the Moog side last. There's something I've been meaning to do that I haven't been doing, which is moving some moving some of these nuts over, just in case I do some refactoring. I'll need to start remembering to do that. Yeah, in fact, I'll do that right now. I'll dash this over here underneath the far side of the hexagram. There we go. So that way, if I refactor or I decide I want to put other things in there, I'll have some extra bits. That's another thing you definitely want to think about when you're dealing with one of these non-threaded strip systems is if I refactor, am I going to need to unscrew everything, tilt it in this direction, and yeah, no, like leave yourself some extras under the big modules. I should have done that for Dirty Murals because I know I'm going to be taking it out. Here, I'm just going to leave a gift. Future Mother Dessicant. There we go. Some extra stuff, so I only got to undo a couple of these. All right, what's next on our plan? Honestly, I could probably open up the plan and put it on screen, but I'd rather surprise people. I think I'm looking at it. I'm not looking at it. I think I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. Next up is our filter bank. We're already there. We're already at filter bank. Oh, the Schöne. Whoop. Doesn't like German. Oh, the Schöne Filterbank. Font filter. I love this thing. I got this used. I guess somebody did like a refactor or something. I got it from just, you know, a random person on Reverb. And it's frankly fantastic. I'm so impressed by this filter. The other thing that they have is like just a mixer. They clearly put a lot of love into this filter, and it's so unassuming. It's so small. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't have a whole lot of bells and whistles and gewgaws. It's just a filter. It's just 6 HP. It looks so simple, and everything I have it do, from pinging it as a voice to filtering various sources, it's just full of surprises. I love the nano font. I don't know what it's based on. I don't know what they did with it. It's just it's one of those VCFs made of unicorn tears and fairy hair that it makes it sound good. Everything I've done with it is just like every once in a while I have a couple patches on Instagram that use this into the entity percussion, and I don't even know what was happening. It just sounded amazing because I ran it into the filter of the entity perk, and so this thing was self-resonating and singing. Love this guy. Time for another trade. The font. Heck me. I didn't do it. I'm gonna do the responsible thing, chat. I gotta check and see that this is plugged in correctly, because I know for a fact that I had to mess with the power cable on this guy. Red stripe, song correctly. Okay, great. No heartbreak. That's fine. This guy went on fast. I bet you he'll go on fast again. Just gotta shut up and get this done so we can move on to the other part of the filter bank. Whoop. All right, checking the polarity of this bad boy. First thing, 12 volt to the left, I guess, and there it is, and it is seated. What's next? This was another trade for that Nerdseek. Touching Panda Moon Phase. I've been looking at this bad boy. I always say when you're designing a system, ask yourself, what's the purpose of this system? My live system is made to be a live techno system for improvisational techno. It underwent a lot of changes, a lot of revisions. I had to ask myself what that meant to me to improvise, one of my favorite genres. And what that would need to sound good and give me a diverse range of sounds. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but I feel like my success from that experiment was assured by just other people weighing in on it and just watching me perform on it. If you watch my channel, well, I guess my channel is EMS now, but if you've watched my videos before, you've definitely seen me perform on it when I'm. Oh no! I can't believe it! I lost a toothpick in here. That's great. Come on. Oh, I didn't account for this. But yeah, if you watch my stream, you've definitely seen me perform on it. It's the one that is the bright wood. I was performing on it last night, in fact. Because if I'm ever like, well, I gotta throw together a whole techno track. What am I gonna do here? It's there for me. It's got me. It's there for coming up with techno on the fly. Yeah, I did not think this would be this hard to get out. I bet you with 2 toothpicks I can get this out. Let's not do this again. Yes.
I have 3.
You have 3 different tools? Well, I just got it with 2 toothpicks. Nope, didn't. Hold on, almost got it. Ah, got it. Yeah, baby. Oh, thank you. We now have a technical tweezers for if that happens again. Oh, and a pickle grabber, so if we lose any pickles in the case. Oh, friend man. Ah, hello, friend man. I've been dorks. Any dorks in chat? Any complete and total dorks in chat? I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV quite a bit lately, so I'm at that part. And Dayman and Nightman have been much on my mind. My boyfriend is very confused by what the fuck I'm talking about. It's an Always Sunny reference. Sorry, I froze because I'm reading chat here. Hold on. Their Ona oscillator. Oh, okay. So Nano makes an oscillator now. Ooh. Okay. I'll need to check that out. What does the moon phase do? I haven't used it yet. I'm gonna be real. I haven't even turned it on. A lot of these trades for this case and some of these modules, recent as of last week, and I've just kind of had, as you can probably tell from all the preparation that I had here, I've been preparing for all of this to come together right now for some time. And I had to do this anyway, and that's why I'm doing it on stream. But we can do this together. Great stream. Gotta get dinner going. Have fun, Shock. Once again, great stuff last night. I loved all that space music. Oh, it was so good. But yeah, we got moon phase. It's a stereo filter, and it does a whole bunch of neat little dynamic things. And the last thing before the Moog, pardon me. What if I actually unplug this real fast, and I move this over to the other side to help balance the power just a little bit? Is that a thing? I know it is in some cases that they have like power zones that you need to account for. Can I wiggle this out? Wiggle, wiggle. Yeah. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah. I do the wiggle. And the last thing I got down here, and that's weird, I thought this was higher up. Soy Dora, can you see the LPG? I think I may have I might have left it over on the other table. Just a second. Oh, there it is. It was on camera. Did you see the LPG? Very good! Oh, here from Twitch. Hi, Side. Hello, Side. Sorry, this one didn't like, I don't know. Okay, this is correct. This one did a little chunky. I don't know how to describe it. It went in like a little rough, and I'm like, wait. All right. I guess that's just a tight fit. This was a get at NobCon. Oh, so you, and also, sorry, I just want to visit. You don't get nano modules. No, nobody ever wants to hear this because it will always, it never won't sound like fanboyism, or fangirlism, or fantheyism. But I gotta say, you just gotta get one. It's one of those modules where it's like you gotta get it, use it, just use it in a lot of places, and it'll just It's not that it's mind blowing. It's just great. It is merely great, and when it's great in so many ways, makes me think, I should check out their other stuff. Fantheism. No, I am always looking out. I am always looking out for my ladies, my gents, and my non-binary ents. I'm here for you. Yeah, like I said, the font just kind of keeps shining through for me. Where in every system I have it in, it keeps getting kicked around. I will say that. It is a module that has been in many places, never quite finding a home. But not in a bad way. Not at all. It keeps getting kicked around, but it keeps getting kicked around in a way that's like, how to describe it? It keeps getting kicked around in a way that's like, I just need a really good filter here, and I don't have a lot of room. Font. So I'll find an excuse to take the font out of wherever it already was. Case Hero. As it is, like I'm building this new case right here, and you can see, it's following me around. So, one thing I just want to point out, because I mentioned about leaving spares, this should be just big enough for a Moog. Let's say we finish the row. We're gonna be 1/3 done once this is in, but this is why I have so many toothpicks down here. Some of them have fallen. I might need to go get a couple more. Where are you? There you are. Get it from under. There we go. Oh man, there's one like under the case. I gotta go get it. Got it. All right, I think this is gonna be enough. We're gonna get this Moog in. Here's how I'm going to do it. I had this idea. Let's see where to place my brush. This came to me in a dream. See if it works. Do like here. There we go. And 8. All right. Whoop. This is what I was talking about, that it's great to have these like fine little points. And I was using a leather auger for it, which is kind of dumb, but here was my cool idea. While I'm screwing this in, so these guys don't go wandering around, I'm going to put a toothpick in every single one of them. There we go. By the way, I don't know how well this is showing on stream, but you can see it pretty well. Like you can see the you can see the rack rash on this Mother 32. It's been around for a long time. I love it. If I were encouraged to come up with my favorite Eurorack module of all time, this started the game for me. It continues to be a major part of my systems. It spent time in every system I've had, and this would be a contender. I'm not gonna just give it to the Mother 32, but this would be a contender for my favorite Eurorack module of all time. That little plastic knob covers day is done. Ah, right. Thank you for bringing that up. I tend to just go a little stream of consciousness. So it's good to build these things with a purpose. And the purpose for this case... Oh, oh boy. The purpose for this case is fun. That's the purpose of this case. I wanted to try to take like these Moog systems and give them a life of a sort, but by filling out their weaknesses, because I've become very familiar with them. I use them all the time, mostly for fun. So the point of this system, what's the point of the system? The point of the system is Moog. Half this whole system is Moog, and the rest is supporting it. This system is meant to be a bit of a love letter to the module, and really the module line that got me started on Modular in the first place. So this is going to do Moogy things. It should be possible to use for Berlin School. 70s synthesizer music kind of thing. Obviously, you can make dark ambient and spooky soundtracks on anything. Don't I know it? But the purpose here is just a kind of a vision, I guess I had of. I really like the Moog Sound Studio modules, and I wanted to make a case that completes them. I think I may have an erroneous... I think I do. I think I got an erroneous bit in there. This whole system... So E360 is the case. Moog is the focus. Hence why I called it the Moog E360. And the E360 takes 2.5 bits instead of the usual 3s. And it looks like a 3 snuck into this bag. That's fine. I can't tell the difference by sight. Aw. And something that Choco Chow said, that like he said it, and I'm just like, man, I'm gonna steal that. We were talking about albums and just strange output. The stuff I do on stream tends to be a little more accessible than the stuff that I put on my albums. And one reason for that is because it's, I don't know, it's easier to make techno than to do a whole bunch of stereo routing and the semi-musical, dark, evocative, meditative soundscapes that I usually do on my albums. There's just a lot of work and planning, and I'll be working on a patch for a week before I actually hit record. I'm sure that some people might actually like to see that on stream sometimes. And sometimes the patches are deceptively simple, I'll be real. But generally, I'm like, okay, we're starting in one sonic space, and then moving to another area, also like Sonic the Hedgehog. Transit Girl stream. Sonic needs to come up at least once. And in talking to Chococho about it, and just like strange output and getting other people to listen to it, I said, I make this stuff because it makes me happy. Gonna need to loosen these, actually. It looks like we are a little off kilter. There we go. Talking about making strange genres and stuff and who to advertise to, and I was like, I don't know who to advertise to for my stuff. I figure if they're looking for dark ambient, they'll probably find it. Did I get another 3? Ooh, starting to not trust these. Ah, this is so tiny. This one's definitely gonna work. There we go. Yeah, there's a couple 3s in here. I gotta if I'm gonna learn the difference, I'm gonna learn today. But yeah, how do you get someone to listen to that kind of thing? And I'm like, I figure they'll find me. Like I post my stuff in weird music servers, like drone music enthusiasts and noise music enthusiasts, and it's just like if you enjoy unusual listens, you might enjoy my stuff. But the streams are for the people. The streams are for hangouts. The streams are for fun. The albums are for me. They come from a very genuine place, and it's generally exactly what I want to make. So I don't care if people like them or not. They sell okay. That surprised me, but for weird synthesizer noises, they sell pretty well. But Bandcamp loves me for that. Pardon me. But yeah, despite their popularity, they're not really made with people in mind. They're made with me in mind. And the way that he put it, and the thing that I'm stealing from him forever, is he's like, yeah, like you just got to recognize, like you made a pizza for yourself. And I'm like, what a great way to put it. When you make albums like that, you gotta remind yourself, like, I'm making a pizza for me. The person who needs to enjoy this pizza is me. I'm baking this pizza for me. If I like margarita pizza and think it would be improved by onions, y'all, whoop, I'd get out of frame. And that's what's going on the pizza, and that's the way it's going to be. Doesn't completely fit, but luckily we have it looks like from here, like I could lose a toothpick in here. Yeah, I could lose a toothpick in there. So I think we'll have the room to pull this off. I think we'll be okay. Just gonna make sure everything else is nice and flush. So when you're making your album, I guess make a pizza for yourself. Put on whatever toppings you want. Don't listen to other people. They say pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. You don't need to listen to them. Yeah. No, sorry, I'm looking at chat here. Yes, exactly. There are 2 gauges of screws. Did I not line it up? Hello? I guess I didn't. I also... Ooh! Bad, Mother Dessicant. I didn't check. Are we plugged in? We're plugged in? We are plugged in. Plugged in. It all looks correct to me. Okay, great. Never be too careful. Yes, one thing going wrong can destroy the whole thing, but whatever. Beats the hell out of having a basement train set. The bitter rivalry between Eurorack. The bitter rival between Eurorack new school boomers and train set old school boomers intensifies. Implying that anything in the 90s and 2000s had a boom. Exactly. I've known a couple people who like pineapple on pizza. I actually saw the Deadpool movie for the first time in the theater with someone who wanted to go see the Deadpool movie. So that was cool. And they they said when Deadpool like orders that pizza before he stabs somebody, because you know Deadpool. He's like, pineapple and black olive pizza, my favorite. And that also happened to be their favorite pizza. To tell you just how differently correct some people can be. Their favorite pizza was black olive, pineapple, and ranch drizzle. That was their favorite pizza flavor. And good for them. Terrifying. Good for them. There's something else in chat I wanted to comment on, but I'm lining this up. Blap. Blap. It's got it. Blanket noises. Why do they call it Eurorack? Is all music European? They say Eurorack standardized, so I thought the screw size would be included. Right. No, same. This is my first time dealing with the small boys. I just kind of knew that what are these E360. I'm gonna say, well, it just says it right there, Pittsburgh. These Pittsburgh cases also use that. Whoop. In the bits that come with them. I think I just lost a bit. Super did. All right. Let's try the techniques. Let's try a magnet underneath. No? Okay. Not strong enough. Kitty cat has escaped containment and demands pets. That's why I didn't fasten it too tight just yet. Got it. Did I get the one on the other side of this? Oh, I did, but it's like over here. And let's get the top. I'm gonna try to not get my head in frame too much when we get to the higher row. Didn't quite think this through. Lift the side of the case. Well, I could do that, but then like all of them would slide, and I had like another one in there. And then just shake it. But you're right, that's what I should have done. I'll do that next time. Oh, there we go. Just happened again, but whatever. This is why I leave it like a little wiggle room until I got everything in place. These bigger modules, stuff just gets lost underneath them. And you know, I almost forgot to throw a couple refactor ones under there, so let's go ahead and do that now. Boom. Nice. Now when I take this off, I'll have a couple of these bad boys to put other stuff in with. Where is it? What am I looking at? There it is. Right in the middle. You can do it. There we go. My hair is longer than it looks. I don't know how my hair like almost got caught in that screw there. How we doing? What are we doing, gamers? There it is. Silly. All right. Untightening this so I can scoot. There we go. Probably get one more little scoot. There we go. 1-800 we scootin'. Gosh, I hesitate to say I think the Terci Ruina it'd be a bit of an ill fit in this particular position because it's like butting up against this, and hopefully that doesn't bite us. Probably won't. We'll probably be fine. This could be fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. That had to get picked up on mic. The cat just knocked something over in the kitchen. It's really interesting. You know what? I'm just gonna take this into consideration real fast. What am I running into here? That's flush. That's flush. I might have accidentally angled this bad boy. Maybe. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna stop worrying about it. We'll probably be fine. If we have a little bit of a tight fit on this row, I'll figure something out. Feels good actually when you get a tight fit on your rack. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Oh gosh, I didn't even bring this one up. Terci Ruina distortion. Great distortion. Unpredictable distortion. I actually like to use it as a complex noise source. It's just that wild. This is the spectral multiband resonator. So, is it a fixed filter bank? Yes. It is. It is a fixed filter bank. It's also a resonator. It is a, well, I was gonna say, some people might see me putting a spectral, like an SMR in here, and get mad. So the spectral multiband resonator is something that I also traded for. I've just been doing a lot of trading lately. Like, let me shuffle up what I got. And the SMR is not a fixed filter bank because the filters can actually move around. And that circle that you see on there, when you turn it on, it turns into a little bit of a rainbow, like a whole bunch of little rainbow balls. Double checking if this is correct. This one also shrouded, so I don't need to like go check it. It is shrouded. Wait, what is it? Hold on. You here? I don't want to lift that out. I'm just going to say the SMR is shrouded, or at the very least, I haven't messed with the cable. But yeah, that circle fills up with little rainbow balls that that refer to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. How to even explain it? Every one of them relates to a resonant peak, and rings. I'm glad you brought this up because I actually have a lot to say about the SMR, and I'll catch up with the other stuff that I'm screwing in when I'm done talking about it. The SMR, I think, is misunderstood, and it's very hard to work with. It's not an easy module to use. I kind of think people bash on rings a lot, and I'm like, rings is great. Rings is literally one of the best. I say this a lot. Rings is literally one of the best modules in Eurorack. People bash on it because, like, oh, it's too easy to make ambient with that. And if something makes a genre effortless, it's not a reason to dislike it. What you gonna say? Oh, don't get a 303. Anybody can make acid with a 303. Like this is Rings is a tool built for ambient. It is an ambient machine. So if you make ambient with it, good. If you want clout from the people who would otherwise judge you, just no, hold on, I lost my bit there. If you want clout from the people who would otherwise judge you, just tell them you use the in port on your rings. That'll shut them up. But yeah, so I feel like Rings kind of changed the scene's expectation of what a resonator can do, because it is its own voice, and it's really good at being its own voice. And that's not necessarily the place of a resonator. Resonators use resonant peaks in sound and in human hearing to make pretty things happen. I'd say it sounds a little bit like running your finger along like a glass with water in it. If you've seen somebody doing that kind of thing, it sounds a little bit like that. And when you're moving these around, it's like I mentioned, it's not a fixed filter bank. They move around in musically interesting ways. You can set up scales and experimental intervals, like fractal intervals, and Wendy Carlos's custom interval, I think, is in there in the stock firmware. And it's very hard to work with. It's very hard to make sound good, and Rings is not, and I think that's why this thing got such a bad rap. It was killed by Rings, and it has nothing to do with Rings. Or the module. The module has nothing to do with Rings. I think its somewhat rocky reputation suffers from the fact that there's just a really good resonator out there that doesn't do what this thing does. I actually use it as not so much a voice, but if you think about it as, if you have an SMR and you're on the fence about it, here's my tip. This is what blew the module open for me. Stop thinking about it like a voice and start thinking about it as an effect module that can be a voice if you isolate it. Kind of like isolating an interesting sparkle reverb. Start thinking about it like that, and see if perhaps your opinion might change just a little bit about it, because it's designed. Oh, hold on. There's two things. Hold on. Break. Boss Bow 2. I've never had a switch before. I've made it 5 years, and I never had a directional switch. Got this in the trade for the Nerdseek. I just wanted to show these off. Look at them. They're so cute. Two little Sailor Moon looking cats with bow ties. Very dapper. Dapper little guys. Everybody loves the little drawing of Pam on the back of Pam's new workout, but I was pleased to see those adorable little kitty cats on the back of the Boss Bow too. They got stickers of Pam, but I'm gonna be real. I want stickers of those cute little kitty cats. I also want a sticker of Pam. But yeah, the SMR. And so here's the thing: if you want to try out an SMR, you can generally get them used for a fraction of MSRP because people get them, and it's not rings. It doesn't make their album. It doesn't make their ambient album for them, and they sell it. But know that you too are not immune to propaganda. You two are not immune to just a module that's very hard to use. So if you get it and it doesn't work for you, I ain't judging you. I'm not saying you're a bad synthesist. I dead ass lost. Hold on. We're gonna do it. Yep, nope, that didn't work. Gonna do that. But yeah, you're not a bad synthesist if you can't make the SMR work. Obviously, it depends on the genre too. If you make like dark techno, I can see you not wanting one of these, but it actually works really well as a mastering tool because it's also a resonant peaks mixer, and you can pick what resonant peak, or oh my gosh, you can pick what resonant peak it's going off of with its sequencer. And the other reason I have it here is because I very much enjoy using all the parts of the buffalo, as they say. If I have a module in here that does a lot of things, I'm probably going to use everything it does. And it has some outs, which do a couple things. But namely, you can use them to create chord intervals in the selected scale. Like it's a V-oct out. So these can be sent other places to do other things and rotate things around a chord structure. So it's not just a resonator. It can also be an envelope follower. I want to say if you set it like that, but you can also make those outs be V-oct stuff. It's good. It's just good. It's real good. I like it. Oh, checking chat here. Oh, Banjos make bluegrass too easy, yeah. Why don't you make a bluegrass with a banjo? Well, yeah, anybody can make bluegrass with a banjo. Oh, there she is! Alright. Jumped on the table. Cat on stream. Cat on stream. Yeah, for SMR, trade for it. I guess is my trade for your SMR. That's what I say. Trade for your SMR. So you can try it out, give it time. I guarantee you, like, SMR first patch SMR, let's go. It's gonna suck. It's going to stab you in the ears repeatedly. This is the Dark Souls of modular, because once you get it, it's like an elegant dance. It's basically a multifunction module for chords. It can do chords. I know someone, Waffle of RYO, actually has 2 of these in their end of chain mastering case, because they wanted a stereo pair for precisely doing like resonance mixing in their techno. And it just helps, like, if you have you're looking at the RMT, the spectral analysis of your track, and it's like, oh, we got a resonant peak here in the bass drum. What do we do? You got a resonant mixer. No biggie. SMR, it does a lot of stuff, and it's all very advanced stuff. And if you try to use it like a I say this as a compliment because resonators are so can be so hard to use. I say this as a compliment. If you have a brain, if you're just used to the brain dead ones, like rings, just fire and forget. Just put it on. Just red polyphony, yellow mode, rings. Go for it. You're an ambient musician now. You got it. And honestly, that's a triumph of design. But I allegedly, I heard allegedly, 4MS kind of stopped bringing this to shows because it's just really hard to use, and people would come up and use it, and in the 2 minutes you're using something like on the show floor, like you can't figure out that it's good. And it's really funny because I actually had the SWN. I got it on release. I got the SWN, and it was just too buzzy for me. It was weird for me to get a wavetable module that I couldn't get good bass sounds out of because I was like, you got. You're gonna have. You're deadass gonna have this module that is wavetables, but it doesn't have bass? Wavetables are bass, man. And the SWN. I mean, again, I was much newer to synthesis at the time. This might have been me. I couldn't get anything out of it that didn't sound like buzzy neon. It just sounded like a bad neon sign. Just. I tried using custom wavetables. It had the same like thinness to it, and I'm like, nah, this isn't what I was hoping for. And honestly, looking back, what I was hoping for was a chord oscillator. That's what I should have gotten. And here we are, installing the recovery pedals, Jupiter Spirits, which is a chord oscillator. Triangle core, it looks like it has a saw and triangle on each one, so that's cool. I've been informed that, so there's two things to know about the Jupiter Spirits. Well, two and a half. The half is that it's a little dusty. But the two things to know about Jupiter Spirits. One is that it's built off of. I don't. Was it Jupiter or Juno? Like, it would make sense, I guess, if it was the Jupiter. But anyway, it's based off an 80 synth design. I can't remember which one. Maybe somebody can fill me in on that. Could you use the SMR 6 VCAs? No. I'm not looking at the manual. Don't quote me on that. I don't think so. If you're going for 6 VCAs, I've heard people really like the Unicursal VCA from Zlob. Good old Zlob. My first module was built under the supervision of Zlob. Great guy. Okay. Whew. Come on now. Is this going to fit? Please fit. Please fit. Please fit. Ah, horrors. So what do we do here? Problem is that this thing can't sit flush with the side. And so everything had to get pushed to the left. I was afraid of this. Is it... I'm trying to determine, like, is it a matter of, like... I mean, there it is. If I can get... Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here and why we don't have the whole range. Like there's like half an HP here that we're just missing. Like it's angled strangely. We'll figure it out. We'll get it. Loosen everything here. Let me start by moving this. Okay. Supposedly, you're supposed to run into this particular problem less with this style of rails. So maybe we can figure it out. Quite a lot of space just opened up here, and I'm not quite sure where it came from. It might just be a lot of micro adjustments. There we go. Oh. And then we bring this back. Can you live here? You can. Ah, there we go. All right. Just needed to do a little bit of scooting. That was tense. Action stream. Can Roger Ramjet put together a synthesizer? Will it explode when he turns it on? Oh, hello. Oh, Metatron, I love your name. Hi. CEM3340 in there. 440 regular screw support group. They have a bit of extra room. You split it on each end. Yeah. You know, if you saw what happened there, good for you. Like, I don't know what it was. I just started scooting things around, and then the space magically appeared. Magical case. That's good. I like to see it when they do stuff like that, and they're like, oh no, there's extra room here. Are you in there? In there? You're in there. In there. All right. In there. In there. Man, panel makers. I was saying, who makes modules? By the way, I don't know who produces modules. Not sure who Half Normaled was asking there. I do not produce modules. I'd like to, but like a fool, I took software instead of hardware, not knowing I was going to get into synthesizers later in life. I do have a couple ideas for modules that would be accomplishable on Daisy. That's kind of my next big goal, is just I have some cool module ideas that I'd love to realize in VCV Rack, in DSP, because you know, once you know how to program object-oriented stuff, people are going to dredge this up to be like, Mother Dessicant hates imperative languages. Mother Dessicant hates scripting languages. I do hate imperative languages, but I also I work with scripting language all day. All day SQL development. I don't want to work when I'm playing. Give me something object oriented. Scripts are dumb. Object oriented is smart. Programmer discourse. Or at the very least, it's better for hobby work. And I don't think a lot of people would disagree with me there, unless they're like ride or die scripting fans. Anyway, I do have a couple ideas. I've messed around in DSP, and I kind of get how it works. So, this is gonna be so precise. Oh boy, that's good. That's good. That's good. All right. 4 more to go, and then we'll be done with this row. Oh gosh, I never plugged it in. I'm so okay. We got this. Oh, but the cable's really short. That's fine. I'll go around once we're done lining it up, and then I'll plug it in. There we go. Push that toothpick in there and let it resolve itself. Did I just move one that was in place? I think it did. Definitely did. Oh, just saw something happen on my computer there. Never messed around with DSP. Yeah, it's a it's a platform. It's a language. I did a lot of stuff with processing a Java flavor graphic stuff because it's a platform for graphics, and it really just kind of feels like processing for audio. I'm sure it's going to surprise me. You know, programming is all about solving problems. I'm certain it's going to surprise me, but I think I'll be able to do it, and I just have ideas. What is a module but other smaller concepts put together into something a little more cohesive? And basically, I want to make the switch for again, some of the people in stream, or some of the people who watch my streams really enjoy my albums. I want to make a switch, basically, that serves making Mother Dessicant music. Oh, you're a recovery fan. That's great. I like seeing recovery fans. Like I said, the Dirty Murals, you know, it's not Star Lab. Get a Star Lab if you want a Star Lab. I like that they were brave enough to put something in Eurorack with character. We have the cleanest signal path in any reverb on the market. It's like, thanks, I wanted it to do something. It's an effect module. Pick something, do it. I really like the Dirty Murals, if you can't tell. I'm a fairly gothy individual, and this gives me some of the goth tones I want. And while I'm screwing this is just DFAM. You all know what a DFAM is. At least I think you do. Oh! I grooved hard yesterday, half normal. Thank you! No, the camera was like right next to my chair. And so when I was bopping, the camera started shaking, and with that weird distortion that I put on all the colors, and it was like compensating for dark, for like low light, because it isn't, for some reason it's nearly impossible to light this apartment. Someone commented it looks like a Blair Witch modular set, and I'm like, you know, I'm fine with that. All right, I did mention I didn't plug this in, so I'm gonna walk around real fast to get this plugged in. Yeah, ride the grooves. Yeah, no, Dirty Murals is okay. So we're getting into modular manufacturers now. The Dirty Murals is actually really nice. Like I said, for doing what it does, and it's one of the modules that I got from Etsy. Now plugged in. Checking that everything's plugged in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna need to finalize some of these screws so they don't fall out, but I do believe we got it. Ah, we're 2/3 done, chat. Yeah, the late night shows. Okay, so who played last night? Who played last night? I don't want to start listing them all out because I know I'm going to forget one of them. And they're gonna be like, no, they were the best one. No, there was someone with an F in their name that wasn't Frederick Foxtrot, I think. It's like something AV. I don't want to. Oh gosh, they were so good. They just had these crazy visuals going on. And it started out experimental and it started working towards something a little more cohesive. That's kind of what I was going with those like those Bob Dylan blanks that I had going on in my stream, where I'm just like, we're just gonna start out with a mushroom core, and then start throwing some lightning in there with the plasma distortion. And third prompt was that melting acid face, so we had that acid groove. And after that, I noticed that there was just a cable hanger underneath it. I'm like, what's cable hanger music? Oh, let's give it a shot. Fets. Yeah, Fets. Thank you, thank you. Fets, so there was Fets. I think I can remember everybody who played because it was just that good. Who played? I sat down to start moderating, and Ink Palace went on. Amy's been going in a different direction lately, and I freaking love it. I really truly enjoyed that. I mean, I can't deny it was strange, but I mean that in the best possible way that it was strange. I love internet vibes artists. What's his name? Stuff like Windows 95. But that lands in like .com boom internet vibes kind of stuff. He's closer to I really feel like so there's two kinds of vaporwave, right? Everybody knows this. There's two kinds of vaporwave. There's the people who slow reverb, remaster, remix, like they're doing chopped and screwed, but with 90s music. That's one kind of Yurak. That's one kind of vaporwave. And then there's another kind of vaporwave which is like built completely from the ground up. The people who go out and get like some romplers and go for those like very nostalgic 90s vibes. Like it's if it were the 80s it would be synthwave. I guess you could call it 90s synthwave. I think that's what Windows 96 is the name of the artist. I think that's what Windows 96 is going for, like bump the camera. And that's what Ink Palace reminded me of. Like the graphics really set the stage for that feel. It felt like I mean, it didn't feel like the music people had on MySpace, but it just kind of felt like MySpace. I don't know how else to put it. That was good. And then we had Fets. Like I said, started experimental and then moved into something a little more traditional and just with great visuals throughout. There was Shock, who was in here earlier, who was doing VCV stuff and was actually very, very involved with the chat and explaining their methods and sensibilities. I think, yeah, we lost the lead on that one. Ooh, I'm gonna cuss. Ooh, I'm not gonna cuss. I'm very calm. I'm actually quite. If anything, I'm too. That's a really cool knife you stabbed me with. Like this. This is kind of great. I can tell you love this knife. Like, do you want this back? That's me. If I had a knife this nice and I stabbed somebody with it and I didn't get it back, I think it just, I don't know if it'd be worth it. Here you go. Yeah, Ink Palace this morning. Let's see. So there was them and Shock and, of course, Loaf, who went on there and stole my shtick. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. When you have two artists who do kind of the same thing in the same place, you know what that's called? It's called the sound of the scene. Oh boy. If independent artists in Vegas need anything, it is solidarity. Like Vegas, I realize like to a lot of the world and probably some of the people watching, like Vegas is a bit of a mythical place. So what's it like living in Vegas? Moved here from Arizona, so I'm used to the desert climb. I'm used to the desert climate. Used to the desert climate and like so a lot of that stuff that's like, oh, we get 100 and if we get 115-degree Fahrenheit days, like, all right, whatever. Lake Mead's drying up, all right, whatever. I mean, not whatever, that's actually serious and kind of terrifying. But actually, if you want to see something really funny, you can look up the stuff from Lake Mead. Lake Mead is receding for uh, reasons. Same reason other places are running out of water. Basically, it's like farming and stuff, like cattle farming and stuff is running it dry. And I think there's other reasons. Honestly, my boyfriend is an earth science major, and he would be able to tell me the exact reasons why Lake Mead is running dry. But anyway, Lake Mead is drying up for preventable reasons. And one of the cool things that's happening as a result, oh, here he comes. One of the things that's happening as a result of this, and if you look up the news about it, they're finding like bodies from mafia hits from the 50s and 40s and stuff. Like there's just bodies coming up as the lake recedes in just like boxes and stuff. It's I suppose it's a little grim, but it just like is. It's like, wow, all that really did happen. This really was a hello guest. Hello, guest on stream. Hello, can you introduce yourself?
I'm here.
We're here to learn about environmentalism, right? That's what the stream's about. Go ahead.
No, I don't have to. I don't have to lecture. Me just.
Oh, okay. Are you just?
If you want me to, I can.
No, it's fine. Are you just here to like give me a hug, or?
I'm here because I heard you guys.
You heard us talking about Lake Mead. No, I thought so. So why is like I'm trying to, you know what I got to do? Okay, so here's what's up. Here's what's up, chat. I actually want this ARB hard to be in reverb mode. So I'm gonna look up the manual for that while my boyfriend fills time by explaining why Lake Mead is going dry. Tell them why bodies are washing up in Lake Mead.
I don't think they're washing up necessarily. I think that they were already embedded in the bottom of the lake and the water.
Like naturally occurring human bodies that have nothing to do.
They just grow there. They have nothing to do with the fact that Las Vegas was controlled by the mob until about 30 years ago. But basically the reason that Lake Mead doesn't have as much with the population bloom in Vegas as it does with ice precipitation levels over the rock. So basically, because of global warming, different weather patterns are being disturbed as we know them, and Rocky Mountain, Colorado River, which the Rocky Mountains are getting less snow, and whether they're getting less snow and more rain, I'm not 100% sure. I think they're just getting less precipitation. But even if they were getting the same amount of precipitation and just less of it was snow, that would still the amount of that was in and increase the amount of water that was uptaken by plants and animals actually live in. So either way, disturbance patterns and weather patterns, um, we're getting less water in the Colorado River. And because the water from the river was allocated in a year with especially high precipitation levels, we're already over allocating the water. So places upstream of Nevada, like Utah and Colorado and several other states, are actually using more water. However, even if we were using no water from the Colorado River, Lake Mead would still be. Anyway, there's my lecture for.
Very
I
cool.
hope you enjoyed my lecture on water politics in the Western United States.
Thank you so much, Love, for making this an educational stream. This is on like YouTube and Twitch, so like there you go. I hope that everybody learned something today about the water cycle. The water cycle. And so half normal. You've been really really active here, and I've just kind of been talking about whatever and not really covering what's happening. If you have any questions about something that I put in there, like ooh shiny, what's that? Ask a question, and I will try to focus for just long enough to answer it. Ooh, piece of candy. I can at least mention that the Lubot is like you can kind of tell by looking at it what it is. It's a virtual tape machine. You can do some reel-to-reel techniques on it. This little mixer section on it is so deep. It's so versatile and so deep and so configurable that I don't think this is one of the modules that's like I have not hit the bottom of yet. Oh hey, we got another pretender. I would believe that the person who gave me this. So this case was sitting around for a very long time. What I traded for this case actually was a Digitact. And people could be like, "You traded a Digitact for a box?" Yeah. Fight me. No, so. First of all, this is a really nice box. Really nice wood, lid, portable, lockable, powered, filtered. This is a nice Eurorack box. Like people who have E360s will tell you that they're kind of solid, and or they're a pretty solid choice. Like it's not eschatonic power, but I'm also not rich, so the Digitact in question, I was trading because I got an Octatrack, and ever since I got that Octatrack, I have not touched the Digitact except to do MIDI sequencing in ways that the Octatrack could also perform if it was just sitting on the same table as the things I was sequencing. So it got kicked out by the Octatrack, and I can talk more about that. Oh, you got a Structure 420. Oh, nice. 420. I saw someone on Tumblr once saying, "We need more funny numbers. I'm tired of these." We got 420, we got 69, we got a little bit of 666, I guess, but like we need more funny numbers. Can we please come up with some? 1337 is rarer, but it's I think that also falls under funny number. You have an Octatrack too! Woo! Eating dinner and screwing around. I'm also screwing around. This is the R-bar. R-bar. Once again, it's a thing that does a lot of things. It's I've used this a lot. I have many feelings about it. They're mostly good. It's the R bar is like if you had an ears or a microphone, I guess, because it has a microphone in it, so you can just record your voice. And then you granulate it, but it also has several reels that you can write over and mix in. You can also like switch between reels live. Obviously, it has that kind of optional reverb. I like to describe the R bar to people as it's a cloudzagene. It's a little bit of morphagene. It's a little bit of clouds. It's a very instruo in that it's a deep module that you can just spend a lot of time with. .666 cat size case? Heck yeah. Seven, 8, 9, 10. I'm just eyeballing this. Yeah, okay. That works by my count. Shoop and shoop. That should line up. Yeah, it kind of does. Cool. Whoop. Pressed an ornament in crime down there. Putting my arm up. This is the intro Scion, because once again, the point of this case is have fun. This is Scion. Of all of the intro modules, with the sole exception of the one that I don't know how you'd go about getting a custom shop. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit of an intro fan. This last row is giving me away. A little bit of an intro fan, and the guy who does intro, his name escapes me at the moment. I'm bad with names. Probably Scott. There's a lot of Scots in the scene. Anyway. Somebody's gonna the two intros I got they're good. Once again, I'd say oh wait, hold on. Do we got another pretender? We got another pretender. R bar is really good. I'm going to say in terms of ease of use, it's not. R bar's cool. You'll probably get cool stuff day one out of your R bar. Lubod, I actually do have I have a couple complaints about the Lubod. If it helps with anybody's gas. I kind of wish that the timing on the clock was a little tighter. Because I always run into these situations where I'm trying to do stuff with like breaks. It'd just be better if, like, I'd really like it, I guess, if like it's like the response time. Maybe it's something I'm doing wrong, but I want to slice breaks, and it'd be great if I could do that with the Lubod. And there's just there's like a little bit of lag on the clock or something that puts it out of sync, unless it is running the show and you perfectly time your sample to the BPM. Like, does this thing even? It doesn't even have like a clock in. Like, it just has divisions. So here I am complaining about this fantastic reel-to-reel, saying, "Oh, it doesn't slice breaks. I can't make a D&B with this experimental music module." It's still good, and it's great for adding like another layer, especially after you really frick it up with an R bar. as we've come to say on this channel and in certain modular discords, sluts up the waveform. Once you slut it up, run it in there, and then change up what you're doing because you got it on loop. We are nearing completion. Dessicant OCHD, yeah, love it. Good LFO bank. So what was it? Somebody asked before if there's a module that's just just tons and tons of modulation. I don't care. OCHD is one of them. OCHD is another one. I don't know why I wasn't thinking of it. I'm also on the like give Dessicant $1 a month Discord server. Pretty chill place, actually. It's still geared around Dessicant and Dessicant content, but some of the modular, I'd say it's also a little more UK focused than the other ones I'm in. Like EasyBot. Everybody's in EasyBot. They have such a good marketplace there. EasyBot's marketplace board is so good. They mentioned before that they were like trying to get more people actually engaged with the community and not just coming for the marketplace board. And I'm active elsewhere on Discord. People know me, but like if I go there, it's generally because I got some money burning a hole in my pocket, and I would rather divest someone of something they don't want for cheap than go on Reverb and pay a stranger and go through that whole wherewithal, and some of it goes to Etsy because Etsy owns Reverb. Right, I was talking about Etsy modules before. Yeah, I was saying, EasyBot. Everybody's on EasyBot. Confession. If you've made it this long in this video, if you made it this long into the video, you deserve this. I don't know who EasyBot is. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he does. I must imagine he's like a modular performer. I don't know, but I couldn't tell you what the genre is. I don't know what he does. I don't know who this guy is. Somebody's like, oh, you're into modular. Join this. And I did. And that's why I'm an EasyBot. I don't know who that man is. He's probably a very successful modular musician. I've been in there for years. And I have no idea what the point of the server is because I just never thought to look it up. I was also in the Colin Benders server before I knew who Colin Benders was. I looked up a couple of his performances. Him I actually looked up. Quirky guy. Like I can kind of tell that he's one of the giants of the scene. Whew. Yeah, there we go. Subharmonica, I'm going to make it difficult. As usual. Keeps pinching the power cable. That's not good. Tilting it up and down like that. It's not like that. Grab a couple of these. Great. Okay. Last module. We can do this. We got this. I'm going to take a moment to smooth out that power cable, just in case it did get a little crimped. That would suck. Man, you do be up there. Right. And let's toothpick it. So if any of these start moving after we start sliding it around, then Hopefully we can get them back. We're so close. We're so close. But yeah, Colin Benders seems like a funky guy. I like what he does. I like that he goes out there and just with monster cases and puts on an amazing show. You love to see stuff like that. I don't think I've ever posted in that server. I'm gonna be real. The people who are running that server, your your Discord emotes are so good. I'm mostly in there for just all of the really good emotes. I use noodles all the time. People who are in the server are going to think differently of me now after hearing that, because they know what noodles is. I use noodles a lot. Just in my daily life on Discord, I use the trips. I use the trip emotes all the time. They've actually inspired emotes that I've put in other servers because I'm just like, that's great. Yeah, I'm gonna make something like that because the trip emotes are so good. Good emote game on the Colin Benders server. I guess check out Colin Benders if you just want to see a successful modular musician, and join his server for really good emotes. You just finished putting a system together this morning. Oh, cool. What was the purpose of that system? Like I mentioned, this one's fun. I've made a lot of just focused systems, and this one's just kind of a fun love letter to the Moog sound system to bring out the best of it. Is someone making the best? The best, the best. Listen to Neil Cicierega. I've yeah, I figured like this is such a huge undertaking. I may as well stream it. And thank you for keeping me company, everybody who's like in chat, and special thanks to Half Normaled. Otherwise, this just would have been me like sliding nuts, having some fun, teaching people about the water cycle. The water cycle. Look around you. No whammies. Uh-oh. Stream's glitching out. I believe that my video... Oh yeah, no, I'm dropping. I am dropping frames. Well, it's been exactly 2 hours, and we are done. It didn't feel like that long. You all helped a lot. Dropping a lot of packets. I'm sorry it had to end this way. Oh, there we go. Okay, it came back. It came back. Thank goodness. All right, cool. I was hoping that so we're at the 2 hour mark. I'm gonna go ahead and shove off, but oh my gosh, I'm getting blown up on Discord. I bet you somebody else Let's get on. Oh, thank goodness I'm not keeping somebody. I'm not keeping someone. All right. I know y'all want to see it. Say a prayer. Everybody start praying. Everybody watching, start praying. We're gonna boot her up. If I can find a cable that can reach, we're gonna boot her up. This might reach with a little help. All right. What do we got going on here? Could always look. Okay. All right. Cable in. Plug is in an outlet. Okay. 3, 2, 1. All right. So what is going on? Some things have turned on. Some things have not, namely, strangely, the Mother 32. Didn't turn on. I wonder if maybe I forgot to plug it in. Everything else is running fine. I must imagine that just I messed up something with, like, I didn't plug in the Mother 32. So I will go ahead and fix that off stream. But other than that, this looks successful. I will figure out what's going on with the Mother 32. And next week, we're going to be playing on it. A pretty good build overall. We'll figure out what's going on. I'll try a different spot on the board, you know? You never know what you're going to get when you trade for a case. So I'll figure out what's going on with this, and I will catch you all later. Next week we will be playing the system. Later.